Good evening, good evening. This is Venus with No Mess. How y'all guys doing? Hope everyone is doing well. If you like this content, please hit that like button. Okay, guys? I want to do something a little bit different. Each year they have like this breakdown in every state to let you know how much it costs when someone commit a crime or how much it costs when it's like a violent crime, gun crime, or something like that. Well, I have something on DC. I'm waiting for VA, which is Virginia, to support our, you know, findings or maybe the cost, how much it costs a year for taxpayer. But I'm gonna let y'all guys listen to Washington DC, okay? And then you'll pretty much be able to get some kind of feedback on yours, depending on what state you're in. But I'm pretty sure some of the states are higher. But just take a look at Washington, D.C. for a second, guys.
24.
According to research shared with I-Team investigator Scott Taylor, each murder cost taxpayers in the district somewhere around $1.5 million, and that doesn't count the cost to victims' families. Scott is here joining us with the price of murder in the district. Scott?
Yeah, I want you to take a look at these numbers. They cost taxpayers in Washington, D.C. every time someone is murdered. You got crime scene cost, hospital expenses, and how much it costs to lock up a killer. When someone is shot and survives, the price tag still climbs to almost $800,000. Gun violence in Washington, D.C. is expensive. The D.C. Justice Lab says it costs the city in the neighborhood of $2 billion every year. It costs Sietta Strotter's 12-year-old daughter her dad.
He was gunned down in Ward 8 on 6th Street Southeast, lost his life to gun violence.
That was 11 years ago. Since then, his little girl has been raised without his income support to help pay for things like housing, health insurance, clothes, or therapy. He's missed all her birthdays and Christmases, all her first days of school.
Can you put a dollar figure to that at all?
It's priceless. No money can replace the loss of him because the older she get, the more I feel like I have to come out of pocket more extra double time.
The $2 billion cost to D.C. is estimated to break down to nearly $3,000 per resident and over $106 million directly paid by taxpayers. Peace for D.C., a nonprofit dedicated to ending gun violence in the district, commissioned a report by the National Institute for Criminal Justice Reform to isolate the direct cost of murder in the district.
I think one of the most troubling parts of the report to digest is when you look at the metrics, this is an investment in something that does not yield change. We're investing in the wrong end of the continuum.
The numbers are shocking.
Every homicide costs taxpayers $1.5 million, each individual homicide. And every non-fatal shooting where someone is hit but not killed costs the district just under $800,000 per every individual shooting.
The money starts adding up at the crime scene. $7,000 for first responders and $2,500 for cleanup, which adds up to just over $9,000. If the shooting victim lasts long enough to get to the hospital for emergency surgery for a gunshot wound, $87,000. After that, the coroner and victim support services for survivors and families show up for almost $70,000. And then there's the cost of solving the crime. Detectives, evidence technicians, analysis, interviews, and if there's an arrest, at court cost, attorney fees, jury service, including lunch, prosecution balloons up to over $200,000. But all of that is a drop in the bucket compared to the prison bill. If the suspect is convicted and sentenced, locking up the shooter typically runs more than $1 million. And here's another interesting fact. If the suspect is executed or gets a mandatory life sentence, lost sales and tax revenue for both the victim and the convicted killer over a lifetime averages almost $90,000.
Obviously, we have loved ones who are significantly impacted by the horrible tragedies of gun violence, but we have every resident who is paying for it.
Experts tell me if we can see another 20% reduction in murders and shootings, it could save residents of D.C. $180 million a year. Oh my.
Okay, guys, I'm back. This is something I just wanted to show, put it on my channel and show y'all guys that when you go out here and commit a crime, you don't look at the long haul, or maybe you don't look outside the box. It costs a lot of money when someone go and commit a crime. Yes, that person get locked up and go to jail. But like they said, it costs a lot of money because you have to pay the police. You have to pay the person, the investigator to go out there. You have to pay the crime scene. You have to end up, if that person hurt, the state got to take care of that person. That person the one that they shooting, go to jail. They got the housing that person. The state got to pay for that. I mean, it just, look at the cost, If for someone to get unalive, it can be like $1.5 million. It depends. So that's why when you see a lot of the young people, even the older one, when you go out here and commit a crime, when you go in front of that judge just sit in that chair and let that prosecutor and that defense make a fool out themselves. Because a lot of time, if they can prove that you killed somebody, that judge, they already got their mind made up. If they got evidence in there, they already have their mind made up. Yes, it do have to go to the jury, but guess what? The jury will go in the back room, and who do you think gonna go back there and make sure everything stay underneath control? That person in that black robe. That judge gonna be back there. Because a lot of times when they don't get it right, the judge will send them back to get it right. So I'm telling you right now, the judge will be back there also. Okay? So that's why a lot of time when they have enough evidence, the judge just sit there, okay. They just go back and forth. They just let them fight back and forth because the judge already know it's enough evidence for the person to go to jail. Okay? And if for some reason, if they have to repeal it, appeal it, or deadlock, or whatever, hey, they'll do it. But the judge, they already know. And lately now, if you look down in Florida, and what other state is it? It's another state too. I can't off the top of my head. I know it's Florida. I want to say maybe, is it Chicago? I'm not for sure. But I know Florida definitely, they are giving people football numbers. I just had the case the other day with 5 guys in the car. I think y'all guys probably seen that. But only 2 of them had the guns, but all 5 went to prison for life without parole. 3 guys are sitting in jail now, life without parole, because they was in the car with the other 2 guys. And they could not make a decision who pulled the trigger for one of the child. And that's something. So just look at how much money they're going to have to spend to keep them in jail. So this is what taxpayers are paying, guys. Let me back it up. It's not the court paying this. This is what taxpayers, this is what you, me, everybody else is paying. Okay? Because everything in the whole world now is tax, 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 tax. We'll never get away from this tax. So this is why I'm saying, put the weapon down. Just put the weapon down. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I had mentioned it the other day that they are building jails, prisons, as I'm talking to y'all right now. They got somebody working night and day, putting up their prison. At nighttime, they do inside work. In daytime, they're out there doing work that they can do during the daytime. They ability prison. And like I said, it's politics, probably brokers, Wall Street, different ones that invest money in prison. They are investing money in prison and they making money every time you go to that jail. This is how much it costs, and it costs in tax because those guys are investing in jail, but they getting paid for it on the other end because taxpayers gonna have to pay the housing the different ones in jail. See, that's the breakdown that don't nobody know about. Okay, so I'm saying this for young people to put the guns down and stop making someone else rich off your downfall. Okay, guys? So I just want to do something different tonight. Um, I'm always looking for changes, I'm always looking for adjustment. I just trying to reach the young people and our youth and tell them, please, it's not worth it. You know, you got the politics, you got the people in Wall Street, you got the brokers, you got them, they just getting filthy rich or you going to jail. And I don't get it. But those the ones can afford to invest in the prison, in the jail. And then the taxpayer turn around and reimburse them. That's all that is. So guys, I'm begging you guys, put you guys down. So I'm not for sure when VA, which is Virginia, gonna release that for the year. But once they release the cost for taxpayer, for housing, for jail and prison, I will make sure I upload that on my channel also. And the other states, I'm not for sure. But I know Florida gotta be a healthy. I mean, Florida have to have a high. No, I'm serious. Because lately it been back-to-back trials down there. But guys, until next time, I'm gonna say, please use self-control and discipline. And guys, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Thank you. Peace out.